Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Club of Toronto's first podcast. This is the first of many podcasts that are coming. I'm a big fan of podcasts because it's a medium of getting your message through to the audience, and it creates a dialogue in a casual way where people can understand what we are and what we are doing and what services we are providing. To introduce myself, my name is Jal. I am a founder board member of the Entrepreneurs Club of Toronto, and also I'm working as a cybersecurity analyst on the side. In today's podcast, we have two guests. The first two guests are our president, Mr. Farhad Ahmed, and we also have the vice president of our club, Mr. Abdalin Haq. So we're gonna ask about a lot of we're gonna ask a lot of questions that you guys might have about what we are and what our services are. That will give you a clear picture of what we are doing in the Entrepreneurs Club of Toronto. Actually, what why we are doing this podcast is because I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan and Andrew Huberman, and I think it's a good way of getting your message through to the audience in a casual way, and we can have a conversation. We can have a lot of jokes in between, and it's just a medium of getting our message out to the audience. So, without wasting any time, I would like to go to Mr. Farhad Ahmed, and I would ask him to explain why he created the Entrepreneurs Club of Toronto, what he envisions for the future of the Entrepreneurs Club of Toronto, and what people can get out of this.
Thank you, Joel. It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon. A lot of people have asked me that, what is the vision and what is the mission of this club? So, Entrepreneurs Club basically wants to create a platform of the entrepreneurs of this community or in Toronto to be under in one platform so that we can talk about business, share ideas, and also help each other to grow our business. Uh, Alongside, we also have this vision and mission to help cross-border businesses. Say, for example, we are from Bangladesh. In any Bangladeshi business, if they want to expand their business, they can reach out to us. They can become a member of this club, and we'll help them establish and nurture their business in Canada.
There's a QR code on the screen, guys. If you want to become our member, you can just go to the QR. You can just scan the QR code on your phones, go to the link, and we have a description of what kind of memberships we have. We'll talk about that later on. And you can choose what member you want to become if you like our podcast today and if you like our services and would like to be a member. Thank you. So, Mishu let me ask you some more questions. So, you are actually a realtor by profession.
That's correct.
And as far as I remember, that you had like your bachelor's in business, but after that you kind of moved into project management. So how did you get into creating a club of entrepreneurs, and why do you think about the entrepreneurs of this community?
So, having a bachelor in business has been a really privilege that I graduated from University of Windsor, and that really helped me to be in the business. So when I started my entrepreneurship journey, I really thought that we need actually one community that can help each other. Like there are a lot of organizations and groups in Facebook groups that trying to cater the community, but as a whole, there's nothing for entrepreneurs only. So in that fashion and in that context, I thought that there should be one platform so that we can have a one platform and get together and strengthen our business. And and I in that context, we're also planning to have our own premise
Mhm.
so that we don't have to rent out like in our last events. We can have our own venue and do our own seminars in there.
Nice. To the audience, you can have a look at our website, and there's all the information about our pages. You can also visit our Facebook page. A link will be provided at the bottom of this video. So if you want to look at our events, if you want to look how they were, and if you want to join in the future, please feel free to go to our page and look at our events. Okay, so Mishu, being an entrepreneur actually requires taking a lot of risk. And if you look at the community in general, in Canada, a lot of people are working class.
Right.
So you started working in the corporate as well.
Right.
What made you take the switch? Like, what was the point when you thought about that I want to be an entrepreneur? I just want to get out of the matrix and I want to start my own business.
So, coming from a immigrant family, and as I was an international student, my first job, my first instinct was to get a job in NOC OAB, so that I qualify for express entry. Um, Once I have secured my PR, permanent residency, then I really thought, so that I need to get out of this 9 to 5 jiggle, because I was not, even though I had have a very good jobs, but I was not very satisfied that I have to confine myself into time frame, and whatever input I do, it's only benefiting the company that I'm working for. So I thought, um, I really wanted to be entrepreneur, and once I get an opportunity to be in the mortgage business, I just started as a mortgage agent first. Then I got the real estate license. So I think I was blessed that once one of my friends, actually, he was we used to work in a call center, and then back in like 10 years ago, he reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm starting this mortgage brokerage. Do you want to be part of it? I think I was fortunate to have that phone call back in 5 years ago, I believe, and there it started.
Yeah, that's a nice question. So I would like to know more about, like, you are an entrepreneur and you had your own journey in mortgage and real estate. How do you cater to the community that wants to start up businesses, say in the tech field, or how do you want to help them going ahead with the Entrepreneurs Club of Toronto?
So, as we're building the database and the community of under Entrepreneurs Club, so say if you have a business plan and you don't know what to do, you can reach out to us. You can be, the whoever the member of the club, they can reach out to us, and we have the expertise and the consultant under our umbrella, so that we can vet your business. And if you're looking for any kind of investment, we can uh, we can arrange that as well. So
Mhm.
in that fashion, like, we can help the community and help startup businesses.
Thank you. So we will go more details with our services when we talk to our vice president. But let me ask Mishubai some more questions. That you said you're gonna help the investors find good businesses to invest,
That's correct.
and you're also gonna help businesses with resources when they want to start up a business. How does a business find you right now?
So we're socially present. You can find us our Facebook page, Entrepreneurs Club of Toronto. We have our website. You can go look in there. What are the services we're offering, and also we had hold 3 events in last 8 months, and we'll be continuing to do so in 2024. Um, so by social media, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to us via website, or attend one of our seminars that we'll be holding this year.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much for all the information. So we talked about this in our first event as well with the speakers about, let's go more into the risk taking part of it, because I think that's the pain point of a lot of people who are in the working class right now.
Right.
Me, as when I was I still have a full-time job, and when I think about going to start up a business, I have to think about a lot of things. Like in Canada, life is very hard right now. These are not easy times for us. We are going into recession after COVID. And how did you make sure that you have a family? Mashallah, you have a family of four. You have two kids.
Yes.
Congratulations for your new kid. And
Well, it's not new anymore.
what was your, like, did you build like a safety cushion before moving into business?
uh
How did you make the switch?
yeah, so that's a good question. Like, a lot of entrepreneurs actually they build 6 months of saving before jumping into a entrepreneurial journey. For me, I was working at that time. I was working at TELUS. So that Indian friend that I talked about, he reached out to me, and I used to work for him for that brokerage part time. So while I had that full time role at TELUS
Mhm.
at that time,
As a
2019,
project manager,
as a
right?
project manager, So I was to give him 2 days in the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and also after five, sometimes he decides to go to his office and do his paperwork and administrative work for him. So that's how I started. So once I understood there's money to be made,
Yeah.
I quit my job and started full time mortgage. So that's how it started. And if you don't have that you know risk tolerance, most of the entrepreneurs actually start part time, and once they understand the business, then they become full time.
Okay, so one point to be noted for our audience today is it's really important to have a safety cushion. As Mishubai said, you can have 6 months of savings that's going to help you through the rough period of the business. Also, another important thing is I think before moving into mortgage, by working part time, Mishubai actually built like a database of customers that he can reach out to. So I would suggest to all our listeners today, definitely like you guys are enthusiasts of entrepreneurship or you are already entrepreneurs and maybe you are at different stages of entrepreneurship, but let's I started with talking about risks and how to get into the entrepreneurship from a job perspective is because we have a lot of bills in Canada and the bills need to be paid, otherwise your credit will be destroyed, your family will be in problem, and we know that if you go under the poverty line here it's not that easy. So you should have 6 months of savings built up. You should have a database where you go to do business, and most importantly, I think people should also have experience in that field, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, so let's go further into your journey because I think you are the one who initiated this idea of the Entrepreneurs Club of Toronto, and a lot of it came from you. So I think it'll be good for our viewers to know a lot more about yourself. That will give them a lot of perspective into what Entrepreneurs Club started as, right? Because I think like we will all agree that our face of the Entrepreneurs Club is you. So let's go further into your journey, and let me ask that question. So when you first got into mortgage, it was the booming phase
That's
of
correct.
real estate and mortgage in Canada.
Yes.
And you earned a lot of money, right? You made a lot of money.
I
You,
mean,
you were you
kind
were
of.
busy, right?
Yeah.
But then came this phase, as we all know, then came this after COVID phase when the interest rates kept climbing up and the business just stalled.
Yes.
How do you deal with that kind of fall in the
The
market?
catastrophe.
Yeah.
So it was tough. Big, to be very honest, last year 2023 has been very unfortunate, or I would say it's a learning point. That's where when I was doing the business, to be honest, I was just doing file by file, and I was not really structuring the business. So when the business become dull, I had that time to think about it, like what actually I'm doing and what really is not working for me. So so my business grew, to be honest, because of my word of mouth and of my work ethic. So people just starting referring me business left and right. But when the business became dull, there's no referrals. So what is my
So
fallback option?
referrals were your first like
Yeah,
lead
lead
generation.
generations,
Okay.
yes. So I when I started my mortgage business, I think I reached out to at least 70 realtors by phone, by in person, and told them about my business, that I'm starting my business. And fortunately, most of the realtors actually helped me to grow my business. So thanks for my business partners, whoever. I'm not going to mention their name. But you are in my heart. So as so so maneuvering this 2023, uh, what I learned, that to sustain this business, you have to have a strong foundation. Like your social media needs to work. You need to have a strong database, that the people that I've served, I started reaching out back to them, that oh, also doing real estate now, can you refer my business? So, and now the inflation is going into right direction. I think hopefully we'll be seeing a good 2024. And and I don't know, I think structuring and having a strong foundation, uh, having your funnel of leads, like where you're gonna get your leads, is going to be social media, is going to be door knocking, or it's cold calling, or maybe doing podcasts like this
Yeah.
will hopefully bring some business.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good point that Mishubai raised. Whenever you guys fall into a catastrophe, like all the markets crash, except I think the grocery business and the shipping business,
Shipping.
everyone had to weather the storm. And one positive thing that I would like to take from Mishubai's talk is when your back is against the wall, you just recalibrate, right?
That's correct.
You just think that what were you missing? Like Mishubai said, his business had no structure. It was going off of referrals. He didn't have any
Social
database
media.
that he's reaching out to.
Yeah.
His social media wasn't organized. So once I think we are in our community, like in our Bangladeshi community, we have a lot of realtors who have also like suffered huge losses during this period. So I think as an entrepreneur, you're going to be facing failures. And when you face a failure, how do you react to it actually defines your success in the future. So when your back is against the wall, you should recalibrate and create a structure of your business, create a funnel where you can get customers in the future, so you don't have to rely upon only one point of lead generation. Follow-up question is how did you how did you find out, like what are the processes that you went through when you switched from, let's say, referrals to actually like creating a structured business in the community? Like, how did you figure this out? What was the process?
So the process wasn't easy. There was a lot of trial and error. So I spoke to a lot of people, and one of the best thing that I have done in 2023, I started reading books, and also I got the subscription of Audible. And when like back in the days, I mean 1 or 2 years ago, I used to listen to songs all the time when I'm driving. Now I'm tuned into Audibles. So every month I'm finishing one books on. There are a lot of good books. I started listening to this book, How to Talk to Anyone. So I, so I mean, even though I can talk to anyone, but there are ways how you can communicate your
The
message in
structured
a
ways.
structured and in precise and effective way, so that you can get connected to that person. So I think reading books and listening to the books actually helped me to structure my business. So whoever is not reading books, I think they're missing out.
That's a really good point. I think big entrepreneurs like Bill Gates and Elon Musk, I'm pretty sure like they always come on social media and say about reading books and the importance of it. I'd like to thank Mishubai to walk us through the journey, and he will still be here, and we'll come back to him and we'll ask him some more questions about him and the Entrepreneurs Club. But I think this is time to switch to our vice president, Mr. Abdalin Haq. He is the vibrant member of our team, and he is the singer, he is the superstar,
And
and
also
pretty much
lecturer, right?
lecturer of Hanson College.
Enough said.
And pretty much like the half of the people I know are gonna be from his university, his college. So a big shout out to PLY, and I would like to ask about how did you join the Entrepreneurs Club of Toronto, and how do you feel about the whole startup and helping startups and helping businesses?
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks, Joel. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing good.
Oh, it's a bright, it was
No,
supposed to be a sunny day outside, but that's okay.
let's
So,
thank the mild winter.
of course we do. So it's nearly spring, by the way.
Yeah.
So thank you for the question. Actually, you know, things happened with me last few years. Actually, since I graduated from my university, most of them are accidents. Like like all of you said, that I'm a teacher, I'm a lecturer, so that's been an accident too. So joining Entrepreneurs Club was sort of an accident. I also
We all wish for accidents like this.
oh, of course, that's the sweetest thing, by the way. So I was just hustling around to get into the profession and stuff, and one day Mishu just walked up to me and said that, hey, we are doing this program that we are just going to bring some entrepreneurs, and we are going to talk among ourselves. Well, would you like to host it? So that's sort of the hosting or emceeing thing that came natural to me. Probably it's a part of being a public speaker, and I said, yeah, why not? So I literally asked him that what is it all about. So he shared me with the vision of a club, entrepreneurs club. The first thing I asked, where's the booze? So it was sort of, I was still in trying to comprehend that, what do we do. So later on, when I started with this first program back last year, and mid of last year, so we have not last year, last year. So I came to know that this is not just a club with dancers, booze and stuff. It's the real deal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add a little joke here.
Of
So
course.
I went to into Bangladesh recently. So my mama shusur, like, how do you say in English, mama shusur?
Just
Like
say uncle.
uncle, yeah, yeah,
Uncle-in-law?
uncle-in-law.
Of course.
So I was talking about this club. Like he was like, "Oh, this is where you sell booze." It's like Gulshan Club where you have like enjoyment and dancing. I was like, no, we're only talking about entrepreneurs.
So that was the image that portrayed, that was the image that I got into my head when I first heard about the club that he was thinking about. But later on, when we started bringing up the entrepreneurs, we had our first successful meeting, meetup, and we had our first event. The thing was very clear to me. So that's how it all started, with me at least. Yeah.
That was a great way to start. So I would like to add something like when I first met PL by and he just came in before our first event. As I said, you guys can go to our website and you guys can check out our first event and the videos and the pictures there. We had some very good speakers. We actually had one of the 40 under 40 from Ottawa, and he is the owner of Gripe Digital, and we had a really successful event the first time. So I got introduced to PL by just before the event, and then Mishubai said, "There's a change in the MC for this event, and PLY is gonna do the MC."
Yes.
And then I thought, okay, we don't know this guy. I don't know if he can even, get the whole thing done. And it was our first event. Like our first impression would be set up from there. And this guy just came in and he just won everyone's heart. So
That's
thank you
correct.
so much,
Thank you.
PLY,
Thank
for
you.
being with us.
Yeah.
And let's get into some more details. Like this is our first podcast. Our job is to get the message out why people would sign up for a membership. QR code is on the screen, by the way. And like you are the one who takes the vision from from Farhad, and then you implement those into actionable tasks. So there are some services that we provide. Could you give us some more details about what kind of services we have, why do we provide them, and why they're important?
Well, going back to the uncle-in-law's point, like, if you're looking for booze and dances and DJ, this is not a place for you, by the way.
Ooh.
So for all the audience, and also to all of those who will be watching our podcast, I must tell them that this is all about a networking platform for all the entrepreneurs, uh, especially focused in Toronto. If I speak about myself, I have been an educator since 2013. I taught at a private university back home. So, uh, and after my parents died, and the family business was passed on to me, so I'm basically a second generation entrepreneur as well. So what I learned down the road, that it this entrepreneurial journey, it's more about freedom, that you can have. You can have it all. The risk, that belongs to you. The gains, that belongs to you. And all the satisfactions, dissatisfactions, you can always work with it. So uh, when we started, when Mishu narrated the whole scenario of entrepreneurs club, so the first thing that we initially started to think about business incubation. So business incubation seemed to be a little overwhelming for us, because
Yeah.
we were just getting started, and we did not have a funding then as
Yeah.
well. So just because of that, we had a lot of diversion and digression from
Yeah.
our actual course of action trajectories. You
We had
already
to
know
figure
about it.
out our way into where we are
And
today.
so we met a lot of interesting people in our journey.
Yeah, of course, of
Who
course.
wanted to derail us.
Yeah, there were pluses and minuses, but then again, this is all about entrepreneurship, all the challenges that you need to work
Yeah.
out with. So eventually, what we thought about, this is of course his idea, that why don't we promote uh, cross-cultural business or cross-border business. So then he also pitched the idea of doing businesses from Bangladesh. So that's where we started focusing in that how we are going to uh, pitch our ideas to people. So it's not a club it only. This is also about promoting businesses like
That's correct.
entrepreneurs, people who are willing to start the business, do not have the money, people who have money but do not know where to invest.
Yeah.
So these are two sides we are working with right now, like people with money, intention, but not clear idea about where to do it, people with clear idea but without funding. So our main job, first job, this first part of the job is to connect these two people. That okay, you invest on his business, he'll take care of the rest. And
And we also actually do the vetting of the business that is going to be invested in. And we help them create their portfolio and their pitch too.
of course.
And I would like to just add a little bit before you start again,
Mm.
is that a lot of people from our community and the whole Canadian community, I think, is very, very comfortable in investing in real estate. I think Mishubai has a lot of investment in real estate as well. But the returns and the risks of the market, like the market didn't crash like it crashed right now when the interest rate went up. So people actually were looking for alternatives to invest in, right?
Mhm.
And we are kind of like, we want to be the first mover into this space of going to the investors saying, okay, you guys have invested in real estate before, returns are not good right now, let's look at more alternatives, right?
Mhm. That's a very interesting point, by the way. Like the economy, the way the economy is going right now, if we ask about investment from someone, the person will just literally say that, "Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Like, are you out of your mind? How can I spare some money
I
for it?"
can't
No,
even buy
yeah.
groceries, man.
Uh, it's getting onto your nerves, by the way. But then again, that's the main idea. That's the main challenge. That there is no straighter path towards financial freedom if you do not take upon entrepreneurship as your uh, as a part of your earning source, because we know that the taxation is pretty high for salary. Like you earn
Yeah.
$100,000, you have to pay like 30 to 40% of it.
Yeah.
But when you are an entrepreneur, you can actually have a little bit of control over paying taxes, like
Yeah.
paying over taxes. So that's one point. So when we try to approach any investors that let's invest in this business, first initially that uh, first first challenge that we face, or first question that we face, what is it in for me? So that's the answer, that we are there to provide the answer, that it's all about you, that what you want to do, how, where you are going to invest, how you're going to invest. For example, as I already mentioned, first part of our connecting two people, like investor and a person who is willing to start a business. Then another part is, there are people who are stagnant with their business for, like, let's say 20 years now. They have no scope for expansion.
Expansion.
So we are going to offer them expansion options as well, that you can just go for franchising. Why don't
Yeah.
you we have a lot of very good businesses. Let's talk about restaurants then. We have a lot of local community restaurants in Danforth area. So there are a lot of people there doing business there for almost like 15 to 20 years. Michi knows it better than me. So they're not expanding, by the way. Why? Because perhaps they have the money, but they cannot rely upon the idea that how can we expand our business.
I,
So it's just go for franchising, give it to someone else, the
I
person will
think
run the business.
most people, I'm sorry to interrupt you
No, it's
again.
all right.
Most people struggle with the market research of franchising.
There you go.
So this is one of the most important areas that we can help you with when you are when you're thinking about expanding your business, or you're thinking about going to expanding to another city, another country.
Mhm.
We have actually people, we have business consultant, we have resources who can help you, who can sit with you, who can get your requirements, and who can sit with you and do the market research. Based on that data, you can take calculated risks to expand, or to go into another city, or to like start up also your own business. I think without the market research, without the data,
That's
it's
impossible.
very hard for people to expend their like hard earned
Mhm.
money into business, right?
Yeah, of course. Like when you're fixing a strategy, so the first thing you need to do is external analysis. That's doing your SWOT analysis, like strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
SWOT.
Yes. So when you're doing your SWOT analysis, you know what you have. When you're doing your internal analysis, like you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses. But before going outside, we need to start with looking outside. Is it raining today? Is it snowing outside? How's the weather? So that's what we call opportunities and threat analysis. That market research that you spoke about. That is there enough scope for starting the business?
Yeah.
So if you're still struggling with that, we're there to help you out. We have a team of people who are going to do the market research for you, and so that you can start very easily.
Yeah. And I think to follow that up, I think we are also offering people marketing. We are also
Yes,
offering
we are.
people like Mishubai, when he hit a stall point in his business, he had to actually reach out to resources for marketing his business. He
Mm-hmm.
had to reach out to people for doing the PR of his business.
Yeah.
He needs help conducting events. So we are actually like, we have a database of people who do business consultancy, who do marketing, who do they can hire people for you. We are affiliated with a lot of agencies. Once you sign up for a membership, QR code is on the screen. Once you sign up for the membership, there are two kinds of membership right now. We'll talk more about membership in our next episode. If you go to our website, you can find that we have two tiers of membership. One tier gives you access to all our network, and the second tier gives you access to our network, access to our membership portal, and everything. Plus, we'll sit with you, we'll do a business analysis with you, we'll create a profile for you. And from there, we can actually do some market research for you. We can help you understand your business better, and we can help you expand into more cities and expand your revenue. With that note, I would like to end today's episode. I would like to thank you to all our team members who are present today here. Our
Thank you.
president, Farad Ahmed, and our vice president, Abdulin Haq. We
Thank you
have
for
a lot
having
of
us.
people working behind the camera with us in our podcast studio. There's Kashif Bhai, who's actually helping doing this podcast. We have Happy Strong Family, who has been a really, really helpful part of our podcast, because this studio is from Happy Strong Family. You can go to their YouTube page. We'll put a link down in the bottom. They also have a good a podcast about reverts. I'll put a link down in the bottom for them as well. Watch their podcasts, support them, and if you want to do podcasts like this, contact them. I would like to thank our team members who have been behind the scenes and have been working from a long time and organizing everything related to this. I would like to thank Tanvir Hussain, who is a big part of this podcast. I also like PJ Rabbi. I would like to thank
PJ
Naim
Rabbi
Hussain.
or Fazle Rabbi.
Fazler Rabbi, sorry. His Facebook name is PJ. I would like to thank Naim Hussain. I would like to thank
Adnan.
Adnan SK. These are the people, these are
And
part of
also
our
my
team.
administrative assistant. She's still on the way.
Nadia, yeah.
Nadia, yes.
Yeah, so you can go to our website into the about page and you can have a look at all our socials. You can connect with us. If you want to reach out to anyone personally, you can reach out to them, or professionally, you can reach out to us through our page, Facebook page, and our LinkedIn. And this podcast will be uploaded on YouTube, and Reels will be on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is our first podcast. We'd like to ask for apologies if we did any mistakes, and we would definitely appreciate your comments down below of how we can improve this podcast, and we can bring in uh, more ideas that you guys want to hear about. We'd like to hear from entrepreneurs of what topics they would like to talk to us about. If you want to come and talk to us in this podcast, if you want to sponsor this podcast, we can cater that as well. So with that note, I would like to wrap up today's podcast. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be there with our membership portal and our services in the next podcast. So please tune in and help us along this journey. We are here to help you and help us in the process. So it's better that we move together and create a community of entrepreneurs. Thank you so much, everyone. My name is Joel, and thank you for joining me.